Hey guys, before we start, with the holidays well underway, you might be looking for that special gift. Check out our merch store at teespring.com where we have the new winter gear out, from Madman Cafe to Madman with the Show. Shirts, hoodies, mugs, and even pillows. Use the promo code GravyCafe to get an additional 10% off your purchase now until November 25th. All proceeds goes to help this channel. That's teespring.com/shop-Q2cast. You know, even as I said before, if you make a crappy game, people will leave it in droves. And we've talked about this many times. Hi, Zane again. Thank you for watching here on YouTube, Parlor, Minds, BitChute, and Odyssey. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. We do really appreciate that. So, we discussed this a while back. We have been saying, talking about Marvel's Avengers, how basically the ship is sinking and pretty much the players have already gotten off the boat. And back when I talked about this, it was at a decent amount, but it has gained even further amount of players have just left. In simpler terms, the game is pretty much dead. I think there's more players on the original 360 Modern Warfare, which is practically maybe a handful, than it is on this game. Because basically what you're looking at is a 96% loss of it. You know, this is Crystal Dynamics. I mean, I'm hearing, because I'm not a fan of this other game, Deus Ex or whatever it's called. They shelved that game versus this because I think it's Square Enix also is involved in it with Crystal Dynamics. And they shelved that, a more popular game, to do this game. And I'm not going to go into major detail. There are a lot of videos out there. Check them out that give you details of what the problems are with these games. Besides the tech glitches, the story mode, the way some of the character powers are, and the distaste of a certain character. And you know who I'm talking about, Miss Marvel. I mean, you put a character in that basically not a lot of people liked. And you'll say, Zane, that's got to be sexist. It's a woman. No. It has nothing to do with a woman. The current comic I now just got canceled. They've canceled this current series. They said maybe she might be back in 2021 in January, possibly with a new series. But like I said in another video, the blood is running in the streets. Disney is next as far as the blood. They've lost $5 billion. That's a billion with a B. They haven't lost money in decades. Marvel is basically starting to fade. I mean, we've heard stories that to the point where there are people leaving the company. It's like what we heard over on the DC side, Jim Lee leaving. A lot of other major people. I mean, right now, DC is only interns and coffee getters right now running the editorial portion. I mean, AT&T has stripped it down from what we understand all the way down to the core. I mean, when you strip it down to people that are inexperienced, you know, people, in other words, the people who pick up the garbage and, you know, people that just basically don't normally write. They do have some experience on there, but they're not, you know, fully talented to handle the situation. What's left, that means the company is pretty much dead at that point. They strip out everyone that's high cost, leave the low cost in until they're ready to shut it down. And what you're seeing, like I said, you have someone as Miss Marvel, who basically is a character nobody wanted. You're forced to play it at certain points of the game. And some other characters are not that great in there. The storyline is... But you have a situation, I think, what was this? This article was posted on the 14th. Over the weekend, you're talking about there are only 1,100 players. And that basically, that's a something like a 6,000% drop in how many people were playing before when the game was launched. I mean, on the average, they're talking about during the month of November, there's only been 752 players. That means if you look into the perspective that as far as multiplayer arrangement, you're not getting that many people. I mean, you can't have 5 Hulks playing. You can't have all those 5 people playing in the same game. Can't be 5 Hulks. You have to have a Hulk, you have a Cap, an Iron, and you know. So basically, you might have like, I'll be stretched out, 700 Hulks and nobody else. So that means, you know, you're sitting there, wait. I play Modern Warfare every once in a while on the 360 off of the Xbox One. And sometimes I'll sit there I'll leave it running for about 30 minutes before I get into a game. I just let it sit there and go because I know on there if I hear it go, boom, makes that sound that, you know, that's clicked in, that player's clicked in, I'll come back and start playing. But most of the time I dip out about 15 minutes in and go to something else. It's the same thing with a lot of the other Call of Duties. There's not many people playing on those. And that's what's happening with Marvel's Avengers. Marvel's Avengers, you got people that are just not playing in there. And the other part of the story is that Crystal Dynamics has put a hold on the PlayStation 5 edition of this. And most likely every other platform that they're on, you probably won't see it as well. And they're saying that it's temporary on hold. No, it's pretty much it's canceled. You're not going to see it. You'll be lucky if you see it. You'll be lucky if you see it on the PlayStation 5. I think this is pretty much the nail in the coffin when you get this many people that are still playing, but not enough to run the servers. In other words, it's just empty. It's just an empty space. I don't understand. There are some people who love it. You may be one of the ones that love the game and you get lucky and end up playing with a couple people. You might be one of the lucky ones, but there are plenty of other people that go on there and they're just discouraged immediately. Right on immediately when you can't, multiplayer in this game and the search is just like you're sitting there and the dial's twisting. It's just spinning. The dials are spinning on this looking for players. But this is the fault of the companies when they look at this situation. And like I said before, Zane said, oh yeah, you must not like the female and all that. I said, let me tell you something. I'll give you a hint where it should have been. And I think already they're trying to make some changes in the TV series and movie. You know the whole history I have with Captain Marvel. I did not like the movie at all. Brie Larson, very bad choice of situation. I've always liked better the Monica Rambeau and would have been worked better for this plot line. Because the plot line, from what I understand, is Cap dies and Miss Marvel has to come in and try to get the team back together again. I think it would have been better with Monica Rambeau. For the reason is, Monica was the Avengers team leader in the comics. That would have been the excellent choice. I think minus the bugs, I think that would have kept a lot more people on there. Just in that storyline alone, the bugs can be fixed. I don't know how bad this is, but from what I understand, and I've seen a couple of videos, some of them are real cringy as far as the glitches. Others are, yeah, it's fixable. Why wasn't it fixed on launch? That kind of a thought process. And you have to ask yourself, why do they continue to throw this at the fans when the fans don't want it? And they've expressed their feelings they don't want it. If they don't want something and they're telling you in the droves, and you're listening to the one person to the side that's saying, no, we need it this way for diversity and stuff like that. Wait, diversity? Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking 3 different women playing similar roles, but the fans want the black woman. But you go with, I don't know what nationality she is, and I don't really care, or the white girl. That's not a hard choice to make. Is it you go with what the fans wanted? That's how you make money. You have to remember, your core gamers are the ones that make you money. You alienate your core gamers, they're going to run. They're going to run to others. Believe me, they're going to be independent companies come out with really good games. I've seen some low bit games, low graphic games that are doing much better and seeing a better fan base than stuff like this on high-end graphics. And, you know, you have companies like Sony they said, no, we don't like the, we're okay with the Japanese gamer. We're still there with the Japanese. No, they've moved to America, pulling in and they blame the West. They blame the West. Yeah, in a way, it is the West, but it's the small percentiles, the small Twitter crowd that are there. You know, they bend the knee to one person. And we've seen this with Ubisoft. We've seen it with Ubisoft where they changed something because of what one person said. You can't run a business like that. You can't run a business. 99% of your customers is what you have to satisfy. You can't keep going off to that one person. He wants that change and nobody else likes it. You know, you're selling to one person that's going to make you $50 and pissing off the people that are going to make you millions. Get the difference? That person, that 1% person, that Tumblr person, Twitter person, they're not playing your game. They don't care about your game. When will you get it in your head? This is what is going on. They are throwing their politics, they just want to throw their Tumblr characters in there. This is ruining all the fandoms. Some of the fandoms are fighting back. Some are just laying down and just quitting completely and just going elsewhere, which that's what's happening. We're starting to create our own. We're starting to create our own shows and books and comic books and TV series and stuff like that. It's happening. It's happening on YouTube. It's happening on Indiegogo. You see it all over the place. The independent creator is coming out of these ashes. And it's going to come to the video game world as well. It is there. Just it hasn't been highlighted yet. Because there are those out there that are making independent stuff that's coming forward. And people are liking those games as well. I mean, Xbox, or not Gold Pass, I'm sorry, Xbox Game Pass has a couple of independent games that are in there that are really good. I think there's one was a trail mountain biking where you're on a mountain bike and you're going around. There's no music. It's nice and peaceful. It's fun. The graphics are not heavy. It's light graphics. And it's a fun game to play. But, you know, you look at something that they spent. They've lost $50 million on this already, on this disaster. And they just trying not to admit that it is a disaster, and just they should bail out on this already before they lose more money on it. Because you'll end up going to over the 100 million mark. And remember, it's Marvel. It's a Disney property. Disney could just cut ties with you completely. They're looking to cut the fat. You're seeing what AT&T and Warner has done. And I said Disney is next. And this is some of the fat that they may cut off on this. Because remember, these characters are licensed. They may pull the licensings from all this. It's pretty easy to do. People say, well, they have contracts on that. That's what you got lawyers for. That's why you got lawyers. It's like Amber Heard on Twitter. She says, well, they can't fire me. I have an ironclad contract. I said, no one has an ironclad contract. There's no such thing. There's always loopholes. There's always little content things in between that basically can get you fired. Anyone can be fired at any time. Don't matter who you are. So you tell me in the comments below. Are you still playing this game? Are you really still playing this game? And did you like it? Or did you just basically did like Last of Us and just chuck it to the side? So I'm not even going to get into The Last of Us 2. That is just another nightmare in itself. So tell me, how did you feel? How did you truly feel? Or tell me what you're playing right now. Let me tell you what I'm playing right now. Right now, I'm playing the Call of Duty, of course, the Cold War. I'm doing the multiplayer. I haven't done the story mode. There's a couple of glitches in there and some things that they need to fix. That's okay. I give them that time. I'm also on that Warfare one, which the free app that they got that where they're playing on that as well, which is almost similar to like PUBG and Fortnite, which is okay. I wish they would bring back Team Deathmatch on that. Let me tell you that one of the best things on that system was Team Deathmatch when they had it on the free mode. And it was like a ton of us in there, and it was a sniper's heaven. I tell you, I was sniping crazy on that. I mean, I got killed a lot, but I had a good value number kill in there. That was really good, and it was a lot of fun because you ran around this big field, and you were contained in this big field, and you were able to, you came back in some place where you were high up, low down, and it was all over the place. I'm having fun. And I'm still playing my friend Pedro. I haven't finished that yet. And then there's another one that's a virus one. I keep forgetting the name of that one. But I'm having fun with that too. I haven't picked that up in a bit. And I'm still waiting for Cyberpunk. Hopefully it'll be out in a couple weeks. What is it, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that? Hopefully they don't push it back again. So, thank you for viewing. All of you on YouTube, Parler, Minds, BitChute, and Odyssey. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. We will catch you on the next video. Don't forget, every Monday and Saturday, brunch with the Madman. Join us at the Madman Cafe for some coffee and some talk. And we'll see you on the rebound. Bye-bye now.